Hello and welcome once again to another episode in the series Homo Politicus. I am Cyril Abako, standing in today for a regular host, Citizen Jones Hussein. If you're ready, let's go there. Opposition in atrophy. Rabi Kwankwaso declares PDP dead. APC out of touch with current realities. If you know Rabi Kwankwaso very well, he's been at it more than once. Former defense minister, two-term governor of Kano State, political bigwig, and leader of thought in the north. As a matter of fact, his Kwankwaso movement is widely thought to be a successor to that of Aminu Kano's. Today, he is the national leader of the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP. What that basically means is that when a man like this speaks, we have no choice but to listen. And what has he said now? Mr. Kwankwaso hasn't minced words. He has described his former party, the PDP, as a dead party. Quote, dead party. While also calling another former party of his, the APC, that is the ruling APC, the All Progressive Congress, as being out of touch with realities facing Nigerians today. He has alluded to rising insecurity, poverty, and hunger. Of course, you only need to cast mind back to October 1 yesterday when protesters marched in Lagos, Abuja, Akure, and so on. Is he right? Is he wrong? Or is this just another instance of political grandstanding? Shall we have a conversation? My guests today are known to you. I have in the studio with me Mr. Ake Fatunke, Chartered Accountant and Public Affairs Commentator. Ake, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Cyril. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'd like to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you are watching, to our viewers.
Of course, I have to say, in the spirit of nationalism, happy independence. Of course, I also have, joining me virtually, I have Barrister Olayinka Oladaniels. He is a voice and face that is not at all new to the Nigerian television viewer or radio listener. Mr. Olayinka, welcome to the program as well.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for having me. And good morning, everyone back at the studio. And good morning to Nigeria.
And I have to thank you. Yes, of course, I have to thank you for also squeezing out time to join us at such short notice. Gentlemen, you're welcome to the program. Perhaps before we head into today's conversation, let me begin with you, Olayinka Oladaniels. From your own part of town, how do you see Nigeria today, independence 64 years, and we're dealing with hunger, rising food costs, and insecurity? Should we even be here at this time? Except you don't think that Kwankwaso's verdict is correct anyway.
Well, the truth about this whole thing, nobody is happy with the way Nigerian is as of today. Nobody. And the truth is, whatever that we are going through today is eating everybody, except for a few that are spending our tax paying money that do not go to the market or don't know how much a liter of petrol is. How do I mean by that? I mean, they get to food their cars, the government or the whatever processor, the agency. I mean, Nigerians has to food their bills. Let me put it that way, summarize it that way. So they don't know the cost of all these things because they don't really spend their personal money. But to all Nigerians that, I mean, go to the market, you buy your fuel, is your hand money. There's no how you will not feel it. Even if you think, oh, yes, you have, even the ones that have their children abroad, Forex is not smiling. So it's eating everybody, yes.
Very well.
So cannot, everywhere, every corner. Unfortunately, we are not supposed to be here.
Now, thanks for your intervention. Let me come to this. Mr. Fatunke, the president said very pointedly yesterday in his speech that this was a painful part that was inevitable, and that they were already beginning to see the fruit of their choices. So which means the government has made these choices under this. Do you share with the president's view that these two shall pass?
Yes, I must share in the president's view that this shall pass. Yes, it's a sorry state that we are in. Olayinka has pointedly made it clear. It's an incubus, and when that rain begins to fall, there's nobody, repeat, nobody that is going to be spared takes me to the Bible as a book of history. I remember a time when, before Joseph became the prime minister, he got somebody to try to interpret some kind of dream and talked about a time of famine and a time of plenty. We've had a time of plenty, what Yoruba parlance we call Yala Yolo. Just go on like that. The bubble burst because we were not on the right trajectory. We were virtually, in my opinion, we were counting a chicken before egg hatched. We were not disciplined. We were stealing, and then we had very little to show for it. And so this president came and said that, look, we have to take hard decisions. In taking hard decisions, you need to tread cautiously. And in treading cautiously, you have to be able to play the politics in the multi-plural setting that we have in Nigeria. Mr. President is saying that some of his policies are coming out a little bit gradually. We are beginning to see good signs. Marginally, we may say yes, but it's not still on the table because the wide majority of Nigerians are still in poverty. Okay, I mean, take a few statistics in terms of what we met on the ground by way of the money in the pot. He met it, he paid off. And then he still has some 33 billion.
Mr. Patrick,
He
if
also
I may just butt in here, sorry.
and then the maintenance for our service debts, as is gradually easing, is not enough developmentally for us to be able to now then
Exactly.
see.
Exactly.
It cannot
I was going there. So, for example, let me come to you, Barrister Ola Daniels. If we say we're making gains, let us look at security, for example. The spate of kidnapping, the spate of there was a time some months ago in Niger State, kidnappers went to a village, spent the entire weekend doing their work. They had time to set down a cook, to set up a kitchen. They made noodles, they ate, then they took this looks like a place where anything just goes. We've seen kidnappings in Ekiti, Kwara, and all these places. In what ways has Nigeria specifically improved since Bola Tinubu became president?
Well, if you look at it critically, to be fair to this this administration came in, inherited a lot of baggages, which includes the security challenges we have in the country. And if you look at what has happened so far under let's say less than 2 years now, well, I have seen some improvement. However, before I make such submission, I'm a bit skeptical about my submission here.
Okay.
How do I mean? Because today, you will hear that the terrorism had gone down, as if these people have gone back to strategize and to plan ahead of time. And the next thing, in coming days, you hear, oh, there is another attack or somewhere, or kidnapping, or they've gone to some schools to pick these children. So more like we are not there yet. We are not there yet because it's more like these people have strategy in which they are using. Now, what strategies do we have to actually curb this mess? What strategy do we really have to foresee their own strategy, to foresee their action and in stopping whatever they want to carry out? Because what some of us see most time is, okay, these people, they've gone to they are retreating, and it's not as if they are surrendering. Yes, they retreat, but they are not surrendering, meaning they've gone back to re-strategize. And the next thing, in days to come, we hear an attack. We hear that they've gone to pick our kids. We hear that they've taken over some local government. We hear all sorts. So at this point, I cannot come with the submission to say the administration has done well by curbing terrorism or by curbing, kidnapping. So here we are. The administration need to really look deep into this to see how they can foresee, be proactive, and when those people are planning, they are strategizing on how to attack. We are also strategizing on how to stop them. That is what I will say here, because I will be very unfair to say that the administration has not done anything in security or curbing this attack, and I'll also not be proper to say they have done well. What I am saying is because of what we are seeing today, they will retreat, they don't surrender. Tomorrow they will strategize.
Something even worse happens. Today,
we have to be proactive and to know. You see, I still believe that there is no government. I'm sure during the late head of state Abacha, he said, you see, there is nothing like this happening, and the government will tell me they do not know. Who is sabotaging what? Who are the people? Who are the army chiefs, the defense chiefs, all of them? What are they doing? What are the intelligence? What are the intelligence? What are they doing? Is it that we are so backward, or that we are not very good at intelligence to know that an attack is coming up? Or is it that we know or we ignore? Or is it that we are part of the perpetrators, and at the same time we are with the government? You know, more like a rat eating you and blowing breeze on your legs, and it's causing damage, and you don't know because you are feeling the breeze, you are enjoying it.
All right, Mr. Daniels, thanks for your intervention here. Mr. Fatuke, let me come to you very quickly. Isn't it instructive that for an old player in the political space such as Kwankwaso, he did, taking his words, I may be wrong, but he didn't quite speak to the government. He was only saying the PDP is dead and the APC is out of touch. Are we to blame the political parties? Or is this quite a political point? Or should we be talking about the government, for example, that has a PDP governor, a PDP member on the cabinet? Where does the blame go? Is it the PDP, APC, or the government actually? Mr. Fatunke, if you may.
Still, the blame goes to all of us. And you are going to chuckle and say, Fatunke, don't come again. And then in this age of politics, you have told us, not you, people have told us, or policy analysts have told us, and forget about the past, you are there now, it's supposed to be changed, and all that. When you have a new wine in an old wine skin, you think that wine is not going to spill? Or when you have a new wine skin and you put an old wine, you think it's going to taste nice? Kwankwaso, as far as I can see, is playing his politics. And everybody is free to play their politics. The present commander-in-chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if the shoe were to be on the other side, he would also play his politics. Gregory Obi would naturally play his politics.
Well, that sounds like saying we can't have anybody who could make a difference.
There is hope.
Because many people would have believed that Bola Tinubu has the trajectory, has the team, has the intellectual, has the,
don't deceive yourself, don't deceive me. If you deceive me, I would refuse to deceive myself. It has nothing to do with whatever intellectual acumen anybody can see. I say it and I put it back. Go and bring Angel Gabriel. Go and bring Angel Uriel. Go and bring Anael. And go and bring Michael. In the trajectory that we have in Nigeria, it will fall flat. Really mean, we are facing the North Pole, and we can't be saying that we should be feeling the Iceland somewhere where you have a bit of coldness. And that's the truth. We are in the wrong vehicle, And as long as this vehicle can still continue to kaput here, so either the driver or the ball boy, somebody will remove the tire, go and pack the tire, bring it back. It's all patch game. And Nigeria has not been structured to succeed. Now, back to the main question. So if you are in a vehicle that you know very well, maybe after 4 years you will disembark, smiling to the banks and what have you, a day will come, and some of them are beginning to see. The likes of OBJ, as an example, the likes of IBB, and the likes of the other person in the main political party we have in Nigeria, which is the military. I'm talking of Absalam Abubakar. They wake up early in the morning. I want anybody to challenge me. I wish they can see me. They wake up very early in the morning. They go to the bedroom. They want to have a shave. As the razor is going to go down, you may say they have a heart of lions. They will be weeping. Why? Because of such missed opportunities that they had. It's only when you get out now that you know that that vehicle that you are traveling in is not going to get you anywhere. And you kept on saying that Nigeria is not negotiable. You keep on saying Nigeria is not negotiable. That vehicle that you are in is heading for a crash. In 1983, Awolowo made that point. And he made a prayer that I pray that I'm wrong. Yes. He said, I pray I'm wrong, that this ship of state is going to hit the rocks. 83. I pray. 1983, yes.
83.
Yeah, 83. Yes. And
41 years ago.
Professors, Professor Edozien and co, who can also of blessed memory now, are saying that, look, go keep quiet. AMA Akinloye said that, look, you don't know what you are talking about. That ship has virtually crashed, is in pieces. What we just want to do now is, in my mind, what the patriots are asking for. Let's find a way to put it together. So when the grandstanding come, Kwankwaso, he speaks Yoruba. I know Kwankwaso before Kwankwaso. Kwankwaso, he did his youth corps in the southwest. So, well, I only put that to let you know that, look, when you can juggle your balls and stuff like that. I also know that Kwankwaso served as ministers, okay, in different portfolios in the federal government of Nigeria, including the area of security that you mentioned.
Defense, under Obasanjo.
Defense, thank you. So what eventually happened therefore? So politics, as defined by Harolatsky, that says that, look, it is who gets what, where, and who. All these are in towards, unfortunately, 2027, alignment and realignment. His party, according to him, he says, like the obedient movement, that is the only viable political dispensation that Nigeria can hold. He's sending a signal, in my mind, back to the Peter Obis of this world. They were supposed to get together, and then there was a tussle who should be the presidential candidate. And then we said, look, I think I control more. And that dissipation is continue. And he may be right that in one of the parties that he was part of, PDP, might be dead because of all the infightings, therefore making an old goal. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, what and all, irrespective of whatever you say, I pray I'm wrong, like Awolowo. We'll just go in straight there for a second term.
Okay, noted.
That is the reality, that is the truth, and we must live with that truth unless, like Paul, on his way to Damascus, sees light, makes a front back.
Okay. Sorry, Barrister Olayinka, barring any light on the road to Damascus, as Mr. Fatunke has pointed to, some are of the view that there is no problem in Nigeria today that is particularly new, that we've been there before. Insecurity, fuel, inflation, fuel scarcity, and so on. Now, why is Mr. President not able to address some of these issues head on? He was involved in the Ojota protest, he fought Abacha and so on. He's been there, he's been, never mind that I'm chuckling. Mr. Fatunke here is actually laughing and making me try to, but where I'm going is, none of this is new, and he's in office today. What do you think is the difference between the Bola Tinubu that was out of power and the Bola Tinubu that is not in office? Why is he not able to address these problems successfully?
Sometimes it's interesting and very, very full of energy when you are outside an office to speak about the office.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you look at it, everybody that are coming to one office or the other, if the person is probably outside, he say whatever he sees as wrong, the same way all of us will speak as Nigerians. But when they get to that same office, they discover that it's not what they actually see
That it
before.
was. Yeah.
So, now the game is totally different. Like I have said this severally, that sometimes when, for instance, when Mr. President was coming to the office, where some of us faulted Mr. President was the fact that whether it was by rumor, whether it was by propaganda, whether it was by whatever he thought he knew about governance, that made him made a decision that you had not studied, a decision that you had not looked very well, to make alternative ways of cushioning whatever may be the consequence of that action. You will be sworn in, and that same day you declare subsidy is gone. And I want to start, I need us to look at where this whole issue started from. Now, you want to fight corruption. You want to fight all these fake scammers and all that. And you are already giving them your arsenal. You're already telling them how you want to fight them. These people are powerful. We call them cabal, right? They will fight.
That's right.
They have everything, all the resources to fight you.
That's right.
And that is what we started saying. What I expected Mr. President to do, yes, we know subsidy was gone. And he knows subsidy was gone. But what he should have done, coming into the office, ask for the papers, check your tables, go to the drawing board, look at what has happened, what is happening, and try to see what can be done. Then start taking it a bit by bit and fixing, and make sure that already put things in place before you start, so that by the time you are coming, you are shocking your enemy. You are going to be eating them at where they were not expecting you to come to. But you had already lost guard. You have given them your arsenal. They will fight with everything. And that is what we started seeing from the beginning. And these people went all the way. And that is why you will hear that even the money we pay today, that they even said that it's no subsidy, is far more than what we were paying when they were subsidy.
Yes.
Yeah, because these people will fight ruthlessly. That is on that. And don't forget, as this is going on, there's no how it will not affect every sector. And that is what is happening today. To the security, the same thing. So what he was saying before he became president, and don't forget, yes, we love him, we are praying with him, we want the success of this administration, because the success of the administration is the success of Nigeria. We are Nigerian, we are patriots, and we want Nigeria to be great. We want everybody to sleep well. We want everybody to be able to eat 3 square meals. Nigerians are not asking for too much at all. Nigeria is a blessed country. It's a country that, in fact, our leaders should be grateful to have a country like Nigeria, because we're not asking for too much. Unfortunately,
yes.
Unfortunately, they are not saying that. They are not saying that. Now you're coming up with different policies, which some of us complain about the other time about somersaulting policies. You see, there are some policies that are long-time policies. No doubt, we appreciate that. We know it's not going to happen now. If a house, it's easy to pull down, but you can pull down in one day. In fact, in hours you can pull down, but you cannot build in hours. So it's going to take time. Now, don't forget the foundation is also key, which they are laying today. If only some of us will understand that, yes, what we are seeing today is foundation, which we may enjoy tomorrow. However, to an average man on the streets of Nigeria does not understand all this foundation we are talking about. Because people are hungry.
All right.
People are complaining.
All right.
People cannot eat. People, transportation, you can, tell me it has gone by how many percent? Where do you want to put that? Now, for instance, there's no good transportation system. Meanwhile, the subsidy had gone and the money the people are buying per liter. How many? Some people cannot even they cannot use their car to places. If you have no big business going out, stay back at home. But if we have good transportation, we all go out there and we see. I go out and I don't drive outside this country because there's good transportation system. So if we put all that in place and there's control, for instance, if you go to all those yellow buses, how much anybody, in fact, there is no regulatory body.
Yeah.
Nobody is saying, okay, this is how much
Yeah.
a bus should take. No, this one will charge you 2,000 to one place, another one will charge you 3,000 to the same place.
Yeah.
So this pain is so much on Nigerians. So an average Nigerian wants to see food on his table. It doesn't care about the policies we are talking about. Maybe because some people are later, they can reason with what is happening. But ask me, what is the percentage of the people that will reason the way Mr. President is reasoning? Mr. President is begging us. He's telling us to be patient. How many people? Health care. What do we have? Zero.
Mr. Lainka.
So many things
Yes.
to fix here.
Yes.
So until when the people, the leaders, they have to sit back. Look,
Yes.
it is ego that will make you think, no, I'm not going to rescind this or something.
Yeah.
We're not saying you shouldn't look at it holistically if it's going to be better for us, but if the suffering and the pain is too much,
What does it cost to walk back? Yeah.
we need to really revisit it if it's too much.
Why not
Because
just
number one
just
is
walk
our
back?
people. Nigerians, for Nigerians, and for Nigerians.
Yeah.
The World Bank, the IMF, and all those people, whatever they are telling us today, is to their own benefit. Not really for the people of Nigeria. See, they say politics is local. The same way economy somehow is local.
It's local.
To Nigerians, the way things are here is different from what happened in some of these countries over there.
I agree.
So we need to look at our own peculiar situation and not just listen to anybody.
Okay. So yes, in taking this home, let me land with that one. So when I come to this, so they know that we're done. Lastly, maybe in 60 seconds, when you look at the verdict by Rabbi Kwankwaso, how do you see it affecting the political landscape going into 2027? Do you see measures happening? Do you see a false race of the LP, NNPP, APC, and PDP? Do you see mergers? Do you see alliances? Can the president even retain his office? Will he keep his job by then? Would Nigerians show him a red card? What do you see happening exactly between 2027 in 60 seconds?
Mr. Cyril, in politics, anything can happen. And I do not trust politicians. The Kwankwaso that is talking today, tomorrow you will hear that, he is aligning himself with some other political parties or he with the same APC. So I do not trust politicians. They are free to air their view. They are free to say whatever they want to say, but not like people like us. They can deceive their own people. They can talk to their own people, carry their own people away, but not people like us. Because we see outside the box. We are not politicians. We are patriots. We want the best for us. Most of those people is about me, myself, and I. That is not what we do. So I do not care about what Mr. Kwankwaso has said. He will say that because he's a politician and he needs people to his camp. Don't forget, they need numbers. So he needs people to his camp. He will say that. And they have to prepare towards 2027. And we'll see what 2027 brings to us.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Akinfatunke. Sorry, Mr. Olayin Koladanes. That's a fine place to drop anchor. Let me come to you in 60 seconds, Mr. Fatunke. How much...
Olayinka, I heard you loud and clear.
Okay.
I see the energy and the passion. There are technocrats today, and they are in all the six geopolitical zones of this country, who saw what you are saying seem to say what you are saying in terms of policy and all that over 30 years ago. I worked for an organization that was telling the whole world that oil is going to go down, that the bubble is going to burst.
Yeah. How long ago was that?
30 years ago.
30 years ago.
And there are policy documents that ExxonMobil has prepared, and governments all through were all part of it. But you know what? Forget about it, you know, and all that. So we continued our party. Many of us knew that a pain is going to come. It is a pain. You got to have this injection. Oh, we are going to die. I have no problems with that. Inka, I think, in my mind, looking at the Nigerian person that I have seen, that is painstaking, can take a lot of things and all that, may still understand that you've made mistakes. May still understand that, okay, well, I've had my party. In economics, what do you call it? Opportunity, cost, and choice. I've had, so now I'm in my period of famine. He suddenly sees that within that period of famine, a few people were still smiling. They call themselves leaders. They are rulers. They are not leading by example. We don't see character. They say you should tighten your seatbelt, and they are not tightening their seatbelt. I think that is the anger. That is the anger that is now then saying, Cyril, was it a fella? Teacher, don't teach me this kind of nonsense.
Yes.
You are not leading by example, so we're not going to give you a bit of a leeway.
Benefit of the doubt. Yeah.
When they begin to see leaders that are leading in such a way, as we saw at Awolowo, at one point in time, with bare legs at Burutu, with bare legs going to Ekiti, and they were virtually throwing eggs at him that he wants to take their wives and their children on slavery. And he kept on with the message. It's free education. It's what you need. They believed him because they saw him leading from the front.
Yes.
We haven't seen that with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, his predecessors, including the people who knew what they suddenly they know, like Yinka said. Now, when they are out of government, the decibel of noise is now loud. Trust is out of the way. I know that Nigerians can see morning and they'll be calling it night. Nigerians can see afternoon.
Some Nigerians, perhaps.
Because many of us have lost trust and confidence in them. What about when you make a statement and that statement looks like a big lie? I mean, it just doesn't look right.
Yes.
So, Kwankwaso, what do I see? My verdict? Read between my lips? Call me names? 30 years ago, people were calling us names. Today, we know where we are. So, still call me names. I'm used to calling me names. I know what is going to happen in 2027. Either of two things. One, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on where you belong, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to win his second term, clearly. With the likes of Kwankwaso and the likes of Atiku, at least today, and the likes of Peter Obi, not being able to close ranks, take firm decision that for the next 4 years after Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he himself has said that, look, the next 4 years, if you are not happy with me, go to the polls and get rid of me at the polls. But he knows that what brought him in 2023 is this same division, that it has to be me, please let me borrow from Layinka, me, I, and whatever it is, and not about Nigeria. I am of the firm belief that after all said and done, not East notwithstanding, the Southeast can come into a consensus, the type of consensus we came after Abiola was killed, and say, let everybody support the Southeast, and so Atiku should carry a Peter Obi on his shoulders there, and Kwankwaso rally around him and give Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC a good run for their money.
All right.
The question now is, will they be able to do it?
Okay.
You know why they will not be able to do it? Like he says,
You don't trust anybody.
You, it has to be you. If it's not you or whatever it is, and then the person that will just be looking at you, and then you dance yourself out of the way, and then you begin to now point fingers at INEC, point fingers at the court, point fingers at a particular region, whatever it is. A word is enough for the wise. Politics is out there, and the earlier they realize this, I will not be surprised. It was even said, I hope Kwankwaso is going to listen to this, that Kwankwaso was actually working for APC. He knew, and he said, no, I am beginning to see situations where if he continues the way he's going, and if Peter Obi continues the way he's going and the obedient movement, and Atiku continues the way they are going, own goal for APC, for the opposition. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Anyways, I think that this will be a fine place to end the conversation. Except that Mr. Olayinka is still here. Maybe in 60 seconds, can you help me abridge your thoughts on what you think may happen next? 6 seconds, please.
Whatever that will happen next will be determined by Nigerians.
All right.
Only if Nigerians know that this power belongs to them. We have given this power to the politicians for a long time. Until when we come to an understanding, come to terms that the power belongs to us, and we can decide, and not by all these riots or protests, we can decide by polls as a people to make up our mind, this is where we are going, and we will change it by ourselves until we start letting these people understand that and stop taking carrots and sticks from them.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Olayinka Daniels, attorney at law, and of course, public affairs commentator. We are very happy to have had you on the show today. God bless you so much, and thanks for being here. Mr. Fatunke, we also have you very loudly and clearly.
Honestly, yes. I am so happy. And when I grow up, Yinka, I want to have your kind of beard, because it comes with a lot of wisdom.
Okay,
thank you.
Okay. It's a symbol of his gentlemanliness.
Indeed.
All right, you've heard it from my two guests today. They've not been in opposition, and they're not in atrophy. Our topic has been opposition in atrophy. Rabbi Kwankwaso declares PDP dead, APC out of touch with current realities. Well, we hope that in the days to come, we perhaps will see more clearly where each of these parties stand and where we're headed at 2027. Until then, I am Cyril Abaku. Bye for now.